I mean, that's valid. I bet people would love to hear the conversations if they got a chance to see it from a team room perspective, or even when you're doing kind of like what's called an all call or something like that, whether it's an enlisted all call or whether it's the entire squadron. I can say from at least a special tactics standpoint, team room or an all call, it can get fiery. Not necessarily an all call where it's the entire squadron, but if you can do certain sections or certain groups where it's like, okay, today I'm talking to our special warfare mission support. Now I'm going to talk to the teams. Like, it can get a little spicy. And as somebody who's been up there in the firing line, sometimes it's a tap dance. Sometimes you have the right answer. Other times, I mean, like Aaron, you've seen me. I've been up there and it's like, guys, I don't know. Like, I don't know the answer to this. I think we're going to go this way, or I think this might be the solution, but I got to be honest. Like, I really don't know, because I don't know what the right answer is. And I also don't know, what the next day is going to bring. Like, what's the next thing that could potentially change the outcome from today? I don't know. It's weird. I'm tap dancing up there like I'm tap dancing right now, because I really don't know what the hell I'm saying.
Now, well, the thing, you always want to give clear, your clear opinion on it, and you could be wrong. Like the entire landscape could change by lunch, and you could be wrong by lunch, and it's so tough to lead. I always use when people ask me, certain questions, or when people are trying to like figure out how to be in their space. I had a master sergeant come to me this week, and he had a really complex problem, and he was like, hey, I don't know how to fix this. And I gave him whatever input I could, and I could just try to give him a different perspective, and maybe, hey, here's how I might handle it. And we had a good talk. But at the end of it, he was kind of like, hey, thanks, I've just never been in this position before. And I looked at him and I was like, you know what? I've never been in this position either. I've never had somebody come to me for advice on this thing. I am juggling flaming chainsaws every single day. I use the analogy of when you were a little kid, right? When you were like 10 and you would go to like family gatherings, like, Christmas or Thanksgiving, and you'd look and you'd see all your aunts and uncles. You'd be like, look at all these adults. Look at all these adults that know what they're doing and that have life figured out. That, you're like, oh yeah, these people know. And then now I'm the adult at those parties. We have no clue. We're in the kitchen talking about how we have no clue how to, handle a school situation, or this thing happened with the kids and I don't know how to handle it. And here's the thing that happened at work, and I can't believe that I handled this so badly. Like, nobody knows what they're doing. And we tend to forget that. Like, it's so easy to sit in the cheap seats and be like, oh, this guy's an idiot and whatever. Like, hey, bud, you don't know what you're doing either. You have no clue what you're doing day to day. You just have the chance to snipe now. And it's easier to do that because, and this is another point I wanted to bring up, is it's not cool to care anymore. Like, it's not cool to be positive. It's not cool. Like, you have to be cynical. You have to call people out. You have to make spicy memes. Like, you have to do all. It's not cool to just be like, oh yeah, cool, is what it is. But I have a victor mentality. I want to win. And yeah, this sucks, but we're going to get through it. And that's just not a cool position to inhabit anymore. And I guess I'm okay with not being cool, because I'm just past the cynicism and constant negativity, because it's draining. It takes me energy to do that. And I don't have a whole lot of that.
Well, and to be the victor, you also have to be strategic, right? Like you talk about things that change, and we see this all the time. Like, hey, 10 years ago, this isn't how this was. It's like, hey guys, we are 1 year post GWAT. And if you think that doesn't affect the money, perception, everything else, and if all they're seeing from our community is negativity, like, it's different. Like, and I know most of the guys in right now, almost nobody remembers pre-GWAT, especially from like a leadership level and from a funding level and all those other things. And so, like, the optics from the community beyond our community are very important right now. You know what I mean? So, like, we want to rail at these people and be like, well, 10 years ago when I came through the pipeline, it's like, hey man, it was just a machine to get people downrange, to save, kill, whatever people. Like, that's all it was. And a lot of the politics and a lot of those other things were kind of put to the side, and we were like held up as like this pinnacle of people that we really, really needed. Well, guess what? We're post GWAT. Like, do they really, really need us now? And they're asking those questions. So when your leadership starts making certain decisions, And like, then the guys come in from, the back and are like, hey, when I came through and when I deployed and things weren't like this, it's like, hey man, but like the situation has changed. And if you're unable to work that into your calculations and understand what's going on, then maybe you should just keep your mouth shut. And we all know what it was like 10 years ago. We were all there. We got it. But you have to, like, if you're not projecting out what's happening and using some strategy in order to be victorious, and optics are a big part of this, especially during peacetime, the whole quiet professional thing, less quiet than we used to be, right? Obviously, but the professional side of it, if all they're seeing from our community is this negativity and we're fighting with ourselves and all we're bringing up is like all this, all the things that are going wrong, those things are going to have an impact. So, if you're sphere of influence, if you're not able to like see what's going on and react to change, then maybe you should keep your mouth shut.
Oh man, Trent is all kinds of fired
Look,
up.
it's like you pull a string and you just let him go.
Oh,
I'm just saying, like, use some strategy, guys.
Right, but if you're
you keep your mouth shut, you understand me?
It's like they're the Joker chasing cars. I don't know what I would do if I catch it. I just, do I look like a guy with a plan is sort of the thing.